Hello everyone and welcome to this early morning flight from Istanbul to Ljubljana, Slovenia. We are going to fly this beautiful Turkish Airbus A321 today, and I have to say I've been waiting a while to fly this livery actually, and today is the perfect opportunity for that. It looks beautiful, doesn't it? Very nice. So as you can see, the aircraft is partially set up, refueling is ongoing, catering services are done now, and very soon boarding is going to commence. It's a little bit busy today here at Istanbul airport, but I don't foresee any delays. Weather is very good, as you can see, only very few clouds out in the distance, and yeah, so we are using Beyond ATC today because we don't have any VATSIM controllers online, but if any controller connects, then we can always easily switch. Okay, so let's hop into the cockpit and review our operational flight plan as usual. Right, here we are. So let's pull up the operational flight plan and have a look at that. So Turkish 1061 is our call sign today from Istanbul to Slovenia. Cost index of 5 today, and takeoff weight 78 tons today. So cruising altitude is going to be flight level 340. We're going to take some 9.6 tons of fuel today. And if you look at the weights that we are taking over today, passengers 204 plus some 3.1 tons of cargo, and once you add 9.6 tons of fuel, we get our takeoff weight of 78 tons. Then in terms of the routing, we are going to take off from runway 35 right. Let's just lower the cabin announcements. So runway 35 right via the Varden 1 Delta departure from Istanbul, and then asphalt arrival is going to be on the Magam to Lima arrival for runway 30 over in Ljubljana. Then in terms of the weather, as you saw outside, visibility is very good. There's some few clouds at 3,000 feet. Temperature is 5, dew point minus 5 knh 1016. Very windy actually, 14 knots, but only 8 knots of it is going to be a crosswind for our runway today, so just something to watch out for that. Then Ljubljana, winds are calm over there, visibility 6,000, some overcast clouds, minus 2 degrees is the temperature there, dew point minus 2 as well, so QNH 1019 there. But it is a 2.5 hour flight, so we will see what kind of weather we're going to find when we get there. Alternate today we picked Salzburg, but in reality we're probably gonna go somewhere closer, like Rijeka or something along those lines, but those are much closer alternates. Salzburg gives us the more than sufficient alternate fuel, just in case those other closer airports are also unavailable due to weather or something like that. Okay, and with that, I think that is pretty much what we need to review today. It is going to be a short flight. That's going to fly a little bit into that jet stream over there, but I think the effect is not all that much, so that is all good. Then our FMS is already partially set up as well, so all we need to do now is to request for our clearance. We are going to use the CPDLC today, so we're just gonna go AOC menu and ATC request, and then we go to pre-departure clearance. But before that, we then need to pull up the charts and look the ATC frequency. Wow, why is everything starred? Okay, so let's just go to the overview. Good, so departure ATC is going to be 128,850. 128 850.
Level 120. Read back all hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information kilo. Istanbul Airport information kilo 0955 Zulu. Wind 315 at 11. Visibility 10 miles or more. Few clouds at 3000. Temperature 06. Dew point -05. QNH 1016. Landing runways 35 right, 34 left. Departing runways 35 left, 36. Transition level 120. Read back all hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information kilo.
Okay, so 35 left is probably what we are going to get and not the 35 right that we have filed for our departure. So let's see what they say. So LTFM is the station for today. So Turkish 1061 from Istanbul to Ljubljana. We are parked at gate Bravo 8 Lima. 80's ID is information kilo. A321 station LTFM for Istanbul and send. Okay, and we can wait for that. See if we get acknowledgement message, and there we have it. Okay, so passengers are boarding, so we can start up the APU. But before that, we need to do the APU fire test, and while we are here, we can do the engine fire test as well. So APU master switch, wait 3 seconds, APU start, and APU bleed can come on as well. And there we have got our clearance. So clear to Ljubljana, runway 35 left, Varden 1 Delta. Departure squawk 4354, 80's information kilo. When ready, contact call 122.6. 122.6. Okay, that's good. So we go Wilco and send. Okay, so let's quickly set that up. So squawk is 4354. 4354, and it's going to be runway 35 left. So 35 left, still the same SID, which is Varden 1 Delta, and insert. And then of course we are going to have to check our takeoff performance information, which is now 35 left, and calculate that. 56, 67, 67 to flaps 2, up 0.8 for the trim, and flex 55, so no change actually there. So 56, 67, 67 to up 0.8, flex 55, no change. Confirm takeoff data. So we just got clearance confirmation, and we can close that. Clearance is confirmed. Good. Now we can pull up the chart and just check that. So chart. Why do we have so many charts start here? So standard. No, these are taxi routes. So do we have RNAV seats 3-4 left and right, 3-5 left and right? So Varden 1 Delta is over here from 3-5 left now. So how does that go? This is 3-5 left, this is 3-5 right. And this is Varden 1 Delta. So Varden 1 Charlie 1 Delta. So interesting. Let's quickly have a look at that. So we go FM 026. Where is that? 026 is over here. From runway 35 left. Okay. Probably one of these is 34 left or what? quickly look up the chart layout, see which one is which. So 3-5 right, 3-5 left, and then 3-4 left and 3-4 right. So these two are 3-4 and these two are 3-5. So these two are 3-4 and this is 3-5 left and 3-5 right. Okay, that makes sense. So we go then FM 026 and then Vaden 1 Delta to 011 Aqua and then Vaden. FM 011 Aqua and then Vaden. And then from there we have got a discontinuity that we can just clear and insert. Good, and then the rest of the flight is, or the route of the rest of the route is quite straightforward, and that looks like it's going to be a straight in arrival for Ljubljana runway 30. Excellent. So from here we just then insert our secondary flight plan, which is going to be our engine outset. Come on now. So copy active, and then we insert our engine outset waypoint. So it's going to be Istanbul X-ray 1, which is going to be based on runway 35 left, right? So LTFM 0, that's going to be 35 left. That's got a bearing of 353 and 25 miles. Store that secondary flight plan, go in there and say ISTX1, hold there, 1 minute leg time, return. After the hold we come back here, LTFM, and it's easier to just come back to the same runway. So ILS, probably ILS 36 maybe, because that is one of the, actually not 36, let's just make it 35 left or 35 right, no star. And then go into the fix info and insert those waypoints, and LTFM runway 35 left, 353, and those are inserted on our navigation display. Good. So fueling is completed and seatbelt sign can come on and we can close the door. Okay, so let's have a look at our final load sheet. Receive messages, load sheet. So 0 fuel weight 68.6, that remains unchanged. Back 0 fuel weight CG 26.0 and takeoff weight 78.0. Accept that. And then in terms of performance, we just sync up the final load sheet. I anticipate no change. 156, 67, 67, 2 up 0.8, flex 55. That remains the same. Good. And with that, we can do the cockpit preparation checklist. Cockpit preparation checklist. Gear pins and covers removed. Fuel quantity 9,640 kilos of fuel, balanced. Seatbelt sign on, 8 years. Nav Barrow Ref, QNH 1016, cockpit preparation checklist complete. And with that, let's remove the external power and call for push 122.6. Push time is going to be 5:08 maybe, and we are scheduled to push at 5:05, which means we are late. But it's
Ramp 509er taxi.
It's a few minutes late, so we are going to be able to make it up during the flight. Okay, before startup checklist, parking brake set, takeoff speed and thrust are calculated. Windows are closed, beacon light is on, before startup checklist complete. And with that we can call ground and call for push.
Cross runway 35 left at Alpha 10 Alpha. Continue taxi via Bravo 8 Alpha, Alpha 7 Silk West 1405 Heavy.
Istanbul ground, hello, Turkish 1061, request pushback and engine start.
Turkish 1061, Istanbul ground, pushback and engine start approved, face north.
Push and start approved, face north, Turkish 1061. Okay, so facing north is nose right today. So continue the pushback, and that's going to be nose right.
Release parking brakes, please.
Parking brake is released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Good, thank you. We don't have an initial climb clearance today, so we will set maybe something like 10,000, because even on the chart there isn't anything, no restrictions over here on Vaden 1 Delta. Recall is empty, huh? So we can go ATC communication, message record, and we can reread our clearance. Doesn't have an initial climb altitude. Okay, we are past the red line and we can start our engines. Starting engine number 1.
Turkish 2 Mike Mike, ramp 108 taxi via Charlie 13, Charlie Delta, November 6.
Ramp 108 via Charlie 13.
Parking brake is set.
November 6,
Waiting your
Turkish 2 Mike
confirmation
Mike.
for a good engine start.
Just stand by. Okay, generator for engine number 1 is on, engine is available, starting engine number 2 and release the ground.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Information for emergencies and necessary information about the use of electronic devices on board can be found in the safety instruction cards located in your seat pockets.
Turkish 2 Whiskey, Sierra ramp 109 taxi via Charlie 13, Charlie Delta, November 6. Ramp 109er via Charlie 13, Charlie Delta, November 6, Turkish 2
What is
Whiskey
GSX
Sierra.
doing?
Your seatbelt fastened while you are seated.
Okay, now they disconnected the tach.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Good.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Engine number 2 is available and ignition can go back to normal and APU off. That's going to be flaps 2 for takeoff today, AMD spoilers and auto brake max. And there is our ramp agent. She's holding the pin and wishing us a good trip. Okay, so weather radar can come on and we can set the trim up 0.8. Good. Okay, and with that we can do the after start checklist. Anti-ice not required today. ECAM status checked. Pitch trim is set up 0.8. Radar trim is neutral. After start checklist complete. Okay, let's go for taxi. Turkish 1061 request taxi.
Turkish 1061, runway 35 left taxi via Tango 3, November Whiskey, Charlie, Charlie 1 Alpha, Bravo 1 Bravo.
Turkish 1061 taxi runway 35 left via Tango 3, November Whiskey, Charlie, Charlie 1 Alpha, Bravo 1 Bravo. Okay, so taxi lights on and let's go. Parking brake off. So Tango 3 and November Whiskey. November Whiskey will be on our left. So let's see if we can pull up the moving map here. Come on now. We are currently on Tango 3. So doesn't want any more, it looks like. Well, what can you do, right? See if you can reload it. Anything? Nothing. Okay, let's continue our taxi. So we're going to make a left, an immediate left onto November Whiskey, and then we go all the way up to Charlie. And then Charlie 1 Alpha, which is all the way at the end of the runway. Good. Cabin crew is still busy in the back. Takeoff config test. Everything is normal. So we're going to make the turn here onto November Whiskey.
Cabin crew seats for takeoff. Hi,
Cabin crew is nice and early.
Secure for takeoff.
Cool, thank you. So flight control check. Ailerons full left, full right, neutral, elevators, full up, full down, neutral, radars, full left, full right, neutral. Flight control check is complete. Okay. Taxi checklist. Flight controls are checked. Flaps config 2 for takeoff. Set. Radar predictive wind shear is on. Engine mode selector. Norm. ECA memo. Takeoff no blue. Taxi checklist complete. Very beautiful airport, isn't it? Istanbul. Okay, our left turn is coming up in front there. That will take us into Charlie. So Charlie, as you can see on there, we make a left, clear right. Although that aircraft seems to be far, but it is clear for our purposes. We make the left here. We definitely could have calculated a an intersection takeoff, but don't want to complicate things with beyond ATC here. Although I'll probably try it out once. I've tried it out before, but the flow is not as you would expect. They don't hand you over to tower when you reach your intersection, and when you say you are ready for departure, they just tell you that you should contact tower when you are at the hold point. So yeah, there's that. Okay, then we make a right hand turn here. Charlie 1 Alpha is that one coming up. Clear left, clear right. Maybe they will hand us to tower now, hand over to tower now here. I wonder. Come on now, keep it moving.
Turkish 1061. Contact Istanbul Tower 130.8.
Contact Istanbul Tower 130.8, Turkish 1061. Bye bye. Okay, maybe the tower is gonna give us the crossing clearance now, because as far as I know, this is an active runway. Istanbul Tower, hello, Turkish 1061. They won't tell us to cross, they'll just say continue.
Istanbul Tower, Turkish 1061. Go ahead.
Turkish 1061, request to cross runway 35 right.
Turkish 1061, Istanbul Tower. Wind 305 at 14, runway 35 left, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 35 left, Turkish 1061. See? Weird. So we're going to cross it by ourselves.
No. Turkish 1061, cleared for takeoff, runway 35 left.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 35 left, Turkish 1061. So, yeah, let's go. So as long as we are aware that this is 35 right that we need to pass, and not mistake it for our departure runway. So entering the runway now. Pegs can come off. We calculated a pegs off takeoff today. And clear left and right. And let's line up. Okay, line up checklist. Strobe light is on. Takeoff runway 35 left. TCAS is Stara. Pegs are off. Line up checklist complete. And with that, start the clock and let's go. Manflex 55, SRS, auto thrust blue. We do have a slight crosswind, so we just need to look out for that. 80 knots. Wow, the radar input that I need to keep V1. Rotate. Yep, positive rate. Gear up. The radar input to keep the aircraft straight on the runway where there was quite significant. And as you can see, we have that wind coming from our left hand there. So that right radar input or left rudder input was quite significant. So climb thrust, thrust climb.
Contact, yes, Silkway departure 121.1.
Contact departure 121.1, Turkish 1061. Bye bye. Flaps 1, speed checked, flaps 1. Flaps 0, speed checked, flaps 0. Departure, hello, Turkish 1061 passing 2200. We have the auto tune feature on Beyond ATC.
Turkish 1061, yes, Silkway departure identified. Climb to flight level 170.
Climb to flight level 170, Turkish 1061. Okay, let's do the turn. We still have the packs to switch on before they start complaining. Pack number 1 and pack number 2. Can also disarm the spoilers. They're still hand flying this. Very nice early morning flight. Okay, it's a long stretch now. We can switch on the autopilot and clean up the aircraft. Autopilot on. We're gonna keep the seatbelt sign and the main landing lights on. We just switch off the nose wheel lights because those are off anyway. Then we go to the fix info and delete our engine out set. So clear that, and next one, clear that as well. Secondary flight plan, we go copy active, and with that we are set. So flight level 170 is the clearance that we got for now, and we are now passing 8,300 feet. Excellent. So we can bring up the departure chart here. And Vaden 1 Delta is this one that we are following. Good. We don't need the dome lights anymore anyway, so we can switch that off. Okay, passing 10,000 feet, landing lights off, seatbelt sign off, and with that we can then accelerate to our cruising speed and continue the climb. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. I will see you at top of descent for our arrival briefing as usual.
Turkish 1061, Zagreb radar, expect Magam 2 Lima, runway 30.
Turkish 1061, expect Magam 2 Lima, runway 30. Alright, welcome back. We are almost at the top of descent, and we have been given our standard instrument, terminal arrival into Ljubljana. That's going to be Magam 2 Lima for runway 30, which is what we have filed. So let's quickly do our approach briefing then. So Ljubljana Airport stars 30 south, and we look at Magam 2 Lima, which is that one over there. So all the way 8,000 feet, above 8,000 feet by Dole or D14 Dole, and then D6 Dole, and then we're going there all the way to Dole, if you are, and then Lupix, and then from Lupix we go on to the ILS, which is going to take us down to the airport over here at 5,000, about 5,000 feet. And then from the ILS, that's going to be Lupix initial approach fix, Lupix initial approach fix, and then we go direct pasta 4,000 feet, and there we start descending on the 3-degree glide. Magam to Lima, runway 30. We are ready for descent, Turkish 1061. Right on time.
Turkish 1061, Magam to Lima, runway 30. Verify ready for descent.
Magam to Lima, runway 30, ready for descent, Turkish 1061. Don't know why I didn't hear us the first time.
Turkish 1061, descend to flight level 160.
Descend to flight level 160, Turkish 1061. So 160, down we go. Good, so let's continue. So 4,000 feet, then we intercept the 3-degree glide and down to runway 30. Okay, so let's just make sure that's what we have set up. Runway 30, Magam to Lima, that is set up. Let's just see what it looks like on the chart, just to make sure that it is indeed what's displayed on the chart. So all the way up to Basta. All the way up to Basta there. So Lupix 5,000. Where is Lupix? Because we have Dol here. But we don't have Lupix. We have Dol, and then so Dol, and then supposed to go Lupix, but it looks like we are not gonna do Lupix. D122N. So let's see. So it looks like we are going to come from here, Dol, and then just direct. This is going to be our approach fix. Okay, interesting, because that is the about 4,000 feet, which is there, and then from there we go Basta, CI 30, and then Basta. Interesting. Okay. Alright, so next thing is we look for the ATIS information.
Contact Zagreb radar 122.575, Ryanair 50, Echo Quebec.
So ATIS information is on 128.175.
Expect Richard 3 Alpha, runway 16 left, Austrian 7 uniform Papa.
128.175.
Ljubljana airport information Oscar. 0534 Zulu. Wind variable. Ceiling 300 overcast. Temperature -01. Dew point -02. QNH 1018. Few clouds at 300. Scattered at 800. Landing runway 30. Departing runway
Whiskey Charlie, contact Budapest Center 120.375.
Condition level 110. Center on 120.375. You have information. Charlie, have a good morning.
Okay, information Oscar is what we have over in Ljubljana. Wind is variable, temperature -1 degree Celsius, QNH 1018, transition level 110. Okay, so let's enter that into our performance information. So QNH 1018, temperature -1, wind is variable, so but what is the speed? We wanna get the wind speed as well. So let's see if we can get it From here, LJ, Meta, and send.
Austrian 7 Uniform Papa, repeat 3
Turkish
Alpha,
operations, we have a 4-minute delay.
report ready for descent.
We'll deal with that later.
Runway 16 left, ready for descent.
So,
7 Uniform Papa.
doesn't say that wind is variable here. 0301 knot,
Descend
but
to
it's
flight
okay.
level 190.
0301 knot.
Flight level 190, Austrian 7 Uniform Papa.
03001 knot, and transition level 110, and minimums is going to be cat
Air Serbia 21 X-ray,
2.
identified.
There you go, cat 1, cat 2, 202, is it? This 202 radio altimeter. So let's rather go with 1400. 1400, and approach speed is going to be 144 knots, so we're going to just go with flaps full landing today. Okay, so let's deal with that ADC delay. So 4 minutes. So 4 minutes. We just pushed back late. So
Flight level 277.
I think it's okay. We'll just say other. So
Delta
OTH.
3 Golf Hotel, Zagreb radar contact.
Send.
Austrian 7 Uniform Papa, contact me on radar 124.925. Have a good morning.
Contact me on radar 124.925.
There we go.
Uniform Papa.
So ADC received. Good. So next we want to set up our auto brake. So refresh Meta, apply, and let's see what is our landing weight. That's, we are at 73 tons now. Let's see what was our landing weight. 72.3. So let's say 72.5.
Ryanair 3641, flight level 359.
72.5. So low auto brake, flaps full, that's more than sufficient. So auto brake low. Good, and with that we are pretty much ready for the arrival into Ljubljana. So let's continue our descent. Ljubljana radar, hello, Turkish 1061, passing flight level 155, descending to 8,000 feet.
Turkish 1061, Ljubljana radar QNH 1018. Expect the ILS runway 30 with the Dolsko transition.
Turkish 1061, expect the ILS runway 30 with the Dolsk transition, QNH 1018.
Turkish 1061, cleared direct Dolsko, cross Dolsko at or above 4,000 feet. Cleared ILS runway 30.
Turkish 1061, cleared direct to Dolsko, cross Dolsko at or above 4,000 feet, cleared ILS runway 30. Okay, so we are cleared direct to Dolsko, which is where our ILS is going to begin. That's our transition. We are passing 6,200 feet now. Good, so let's switch on the landing system, and we can see we are receiving the localizer and glide slope. And since we are cleared for the ILS, we, after Dolsko, I guess, we can just say approach. So Cat 3 single. So we are good to go. So 5,000 feet now, and go around altitude today is going to be 6,000 feet, which we are going to set as soon as we start descending on the glide. Okay, we are kind of close, so I think it's time to start configuring now as well. As you can see, the aircraft has activated the approach phase. and have decelerated down to the green dot speed. And glide slope is already moving, so that's going to be a little bit difficult to slow down. So flaps 1, speed checked, flaps 1. Usually very nice views of the mountainous terrain around Ljubljana, but as you can see, the cloud ceiling is quite low, so can't really see anything yet from up here. Okay, lock star. And glide slope is moving. So flaps 2, speed checked, flaps 2. Still windy up here, but the winds down at the runway are calm. Okay, approach checklist. Baro ref, QNH 10180 is set, seatbelt sign is set, minimum Sparrow 1400 set. Auto brake, low, engine mode selector, norm, approach checklist complete. Glide slope star. And
Turkish 1061, contact Ljubljana Tower 118.005.
Turkish 1061, contact Ljubljana Tower 118.005. And glide slope, and we are descending. So gear down. Arm the spoilers. Flaps 3. Ljubljana Tower, hello, Turkish 1061, ILS runway 30. Flaps full.
Turkish 1061, Ljubljana Tower, wind 035 at 1, runway 30, cleared to land.
Cleared to land, runway 30, Turkish 1061. Okay, good. And we are fully configured for landing. So going on altitude, we said is 6,000 feet, right? I believe so, 6,000 feet. Okay, let's continue descending. Cloud ceiling is absolutely very, very low. So landing checklist, ECA memo, landing no blow, landing checklist complete. Autopilot off. Are we going to be able to see the runway before our minimums? I'm not sure. We are seeing some buildings down now through the haze when we are still at 2,600. $2,400. If we don't see the runway by 1,400, we will have to go around. Okay, there's the runway with the puppies to red to white. Very good. Three reds now. We are still on the glide. I'm not sure why that is. Okay, 2 red, 2 white now. Land. So we are above the glide, but the puppies are saying we are too low. So let's just go visual now.
Minimum.
Continue.
Fifty, 40, 30, 20. Retard.
Spoilers, reverse screen, diesel. Knots and manual braking, and we can exit here.
1061, exit right at Kilo.
Exit right at Kilo, Turkish 1061. Is this Kilo? I doubt it.
Turkish 1061, contact ground 121.903.
Contact ground 121.903, Turkish 1061. Okay. We can go flaps
Negative,
up.
ground on 121.903.
That's what I said. 121.903, Turkish 1061. It looks like Beyond ATC is back to being unable to
Negative, ground on 121.903.
read back the difference between 9 and 9er.
Ground 121.903, Turkish
So,
1061.
turning lights off. Runway turn off light can remain on, and taxi light can stay on. Strobe light off. And start the APU.
Please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until the seatbelt sign has been switched off.
Ljubljana ground, hello, Turkish 1061, request taxi to gate 6.
On behalf of the captain and the crew, we would like to say goodbye, and we hope to meet on board another Turkish Airlines.
Turkish 1061, welcome to Ljubljana, gate 6 taxi via Papa Echo 2.
Meine Damen und Herren,
Taxi via Papa Echo 2, Turkish
bitte
1061.
bleiben Sie so lange angeschnallt sitzen, bis das Anschnallzeichen erloschen ist. Denken Sie daran, beim Verlassen der Maschine alle Ihre persönlichen Sachen mitzunehmen. Im Namen des Kapitäns und der Besatzung verabschieden wir uns und hoffen, dass wir Sie bald
Okay,
wieder
gate
an
number
Bord
6.
Turkish Airlines begrüßen dürfen. Vielen Dank.
I think we can switch off the lights. I do not see. Oh, there they are. Okay. This is gate number 5. Gate number 6 is over there. Gate number 6 over here. Whoops, over controlled it. Okay, parking brake is set, and APU bleed can come on. APU bleed is on there, and engines off. Arrival time 7:25 Zulu, right on the dot. Even though it was saying 4 minutes late. Good. So fuel pumps off and beacon light off, seatbelt sign off, and we can start deboarding the aircraft. Welcome to Ljubljana, Slovenia. Arrival message from our airline. Not flight in it. Receive messages. And 725 Zulu. Excellent. Alright, so landing checklist. After landing checklist, radar and predictive wind shear is already off. Parking is parking checklist. Brakes or chocks, brakes are set, engines are off, wing lights is off, fuel pump is off, and parking checklist complete. And then we can see they are just starting to offload the cargo now. Passengers are deboarding through the jetway, and that is all good. Very poor visibility in Ljubljana today. Can't see the mountains surrounding this airport. But yeah, Mother Nature is Mother Nature. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this flight, and I will see you in the next one.